Okay, I just want to continue on the story of Jensen Reign for you, and just to provide some background so you can see what it is that we're hoping to bring to you. Uh, it wasn't till a few years after Jensen's birth that I decided to make a bit of a leap myself in terms of following my dreams and tapping into my potential, which is now what you see as Jensen Reign. And at first, this wasn't such an obvious path for me to be taking. I'd spent, many years being involved in the corporate world, business, consulting, and the idea of going off and designing was not something that was an obvious thing for me to do. Well, not at least to those around me, and that's very much part of the Jensen Reign story, is that it mightn't have looked clear to those around me, but it was actually very true to me. And I got to thinking a little bit during this process about that, and the fact that, as a kid, how much I was into jewellery. I was into drawing tattoos on myself and just doing creative things, but just looking for edges that looked a little different. And, you'll barely find a photo of me at 10 years of age where I'm not wearing an old necklace that an aunt had given me. And my mum would be always like, "Can you take that old thing off?" And I just couldn't get out of it. I thought it was pretty cool at the time, And I would also, around the same time, go to a mate's farm on weekends, where there was this old guy who worked leather in a shed on that farm. And you wouldn't find me. I'd be down there making cuffs and so on to wear. And so it wasn't that removed for me to be thinking of doing something that was design, jewellery. Even later in my teen years, I would go to the back of Dad's workshop and I'd get solid pieces of brass and I would file them in independence to put on leather necklaces. And I would just work that brass, file it, polish it until it shone like gold. And I guess that provided some footprint for me to launch off into exploring my potential and delivering to you what really is just a manifestation of my belief. And it's my way of leading from the front to show my son and my daughter that we can do this. And if along the way you get that message yourself, then that would be just extra special to me. I'm not sitting here coming to you from the perspective that I've been and done all this and you should look at me. I'm just here open and exposed for you to take away what you will. And if that's wearing jewellery, great. If that jewellery becomes your crown, fantastic. And if the words inspire you to truly tap into the king in you, then I feel like I'm really making a difference. So look, thanks so much for being part of our journey. And look, be the king in you. #JR Life.